Hi, I'm Eugene Hawkins, director and co-producer of the Brother Bones TV series. We said if we got 1,000 likes on our Facebook page that we would actually host a Q&A. And you know what? We did it. We just got 1,000 likes. So we assembled a team which consists of Brian Patterson, our producer, Ron Fortier as the original writer, Rob Davis as the original artist, and Jeff Provine as our screenwriter to answer your questions. Enjoy.
So the most popular question we keep getting is everyone wants to know like how casting is going to work. Someone was asking Ron if we cast, Brother Bones yet and stuff like that. So Eugene, you want to update everyone on where we're at about casting and how that process is currently looking?
Oh, so we're actually working with a casting director out of LA, and we've been going through talking with some talent, some great up and coming talent, some people that you will actually recognize. So we're looking at getting like the perfect people for this, and we've had Ron involved here and there because we want his feedback, because we want to make sure we get these characters as accurate as possible so that we can go ahead and tell the story that we want people watching Brother Bones to go, oh, that is awesome. Oh, I recognize that person, but at the same time, yeah, I can see that that is a perfect casting that we're going. So we're really putting a lot of effort into who we want.
Cool.
Um, any actors, actresses that are watching this, we should have a call out on Actors Access sometime in the next week or two. Jamie's waiting for our SAG pending number to be up so she can put all that out. So if people are wanting, they can submit through Actors Access.
Yeah, so we're working on the 4 key roles right now, and then we'll have a general casting call going out for the rest. So that way we can go ahead and fill in the rest of the characters and stuff like that. There will be a couple slots for extras too. So actors and actresses, go ahead, submit in. We'll have that point of contact information you can go through, and we'll love to check you out and possibly have you on the show.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we also should mention, which ties into casting, guys, is how much help Rob's sketches have been. All right, because those of you unfamiliar with the history of the character and the stories and whatever, early on, Rob joined me as the chief illustrator on the Brother Bones stories, books, and whatever. And part of that job that he did was to bring to life visually the characters that I was writing about. So we have all these great character sketches, and thanks to Shauna Toft and her really awesome webpage, all right, those are there for viewing for, would-be actors or whatever, or just fans of the series and that are interested. I would really recommend they check out the website and check out those great sketches.
And definitely. And then for those looking for the link to the website is brotherboneseries.com. So definitely go to the website, check out the artwork. We got bios, we have some other information, and keep visiting the website so you can get posted with updates. All right. What other questions do we have?
So talking about the 4 key characters, that leads right into asking Ron about the characters. So if Ron wants to give us kind of a spoiler-free version of like Brother Bones, It's Wild, The Girl, and Topper Wild.
Okay, sure. Obviously, top of the list are the Bonello brothers. All right, Jack and Tommy, identical twin hired assassins in the fictional city of Cape Noir. Again, the major role, the protagonist, if you will, who ultimately, as the story goes along, becomes Brother Bones, the undead avenger. All right. Now, his chief nemesis, as we open up, is going to be the crime boss of Cape Noir. And that is the suave, debonair, and heartless, cunning Topper Wild. Okay, so put yourself in Godfather mode, and you'll have some concept of what Topper Wild is all about. All right, nothing happens in Cape Noir unless he controls it. Okay, so there we go. The two male leads. Female leads, one of them's a unique character. And I'm not going to give away many spoilers as Brian suggested. We don't want to do that. Fans of the books will know what I'm talking about. There is a 16-year-old prostitute, all right? And she figures greatly into the entire series. The other young lady that is, again, a linchpin to the Brother Bone saga is Topper Wild's own daughter, Alexis Wild, all right? And having been brought up by her father, she's as cunning and manipulative as he is. And ultimately, as the story plays out, her story arc just continues to grow till she becomes one of the driving forces in the Brother Bone saga. So there are your four main roles for this opening episodes of the series.
I'm going to expand on what people are asking about writing, because people are, asking like how to write for the show and what that process is going to be like. So I want to go more in depth with that and have Jeff kind of tell about adapting these characters, and then so that way writers can see like what the process is going to be like if we decide to work with them on future episodes, and then we'll talk about like what we're going to do as far as working with writers on future episodes.
Yeah, adapting is always a big trick, because you write something one way and it's awesome in prose, but then over here it's a completely different medium. You can't really talk about the punctuating smells so much in film. But fortunately, Ron has a really visual writing style, so a lot of that can get worked in very easily. A lot of the description, is stuff that you'll see, but I like to pull little bits out of that and turn it into dialogue so that you can get that impression not from narration, but then just from the characters themselves describing it. So that's kind of, I think, carried a lot of the voice that we've seen from Brother Bones, and we'll see it literally in this time with the series.
And then for people that are wanting to write, so we'll be filming this in around January, and when Eugene and I are focusing on post, we've talked about bringing Jeff in as kind of like our story editor to kind of help go over submissions, find us a good writer, and to kind of help get them started while Eugene and I are focusing on post production. I mean, of course, Eugene and I will be, involved with that a little bit, but that would be your kind of job for future episodes, is helping to choose the writer and helping to get them started, and helping to figure out what exactly we're taking from future episodes.
So hey, Brian, one of the letters that I had at the Pulp Factory boards, a gentleman asked about formats. How long are the episodes going to be, and where will people be able to see the series when it launches?
Yeah. So length, that definitely is related to this writing question as well. So that's a good transition point. Like we ended up going with roughly 15. I think it ended up being 16 pages that Jeff had, but we took, what was it, the first 13 pages or whatever, talked about doing that. So we're trying to keep everything around the 15-page mark. And then we aren't 100% sure where we're going to end up. I know Eugene wants to pitch to Netflix and stuff, so I'm going to let him talk a little bit about some of the platforms we're looking at and some of his goals for getting there.
Yeah, so we're looking at several basically video streaming services like Netflix, Hulu. There's actually a new up and coming one called Quibi that was released last year, and they focus on shorter content. So with our first episode being around 16 minutes in length, it can qualify for Quibi also because they are hunting for content. Definitely hunting for content. So we're going to keep everybody posted on which services that we actually get on, but we will be pitching to a lot of the major ones. That's our goal.
That's exciting. I think most of the streaming services today are content hungry that we're seeing. And I think this bodes well with some of the, I think we're seeing a lot of comic book and other, pulp related action series being picked up now by some of the major streaming services. Again, because they're content hungry. They've got 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to fill these slots. And hopefully, I mean, I feel totally confident in the team that you guys have put together, which is nothing but super, super talented people, that the end result of this is going to be a really quality program. And I would hazard to guess that it's not going to take long for somebody to grab it quick when they see what you guys have produced.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be awesome. It's a great time period for it. The fact that it has a little bit of horror elements to it, a little bit of fantasy element, a little bit of noir element, and so it's you've seen the stuff, the content's out right now. People are going to be looking for this, and they're going to be excited to see what we actually put together. We do have a great team that we've been working on. We've been adding. Like, I'm impressed on some of the people. It's like, oh, okay, oh, you worked in this Academy Award, okay, yeah, sure, that's we'll go ahead, yeah. So that way the team is awesome on it, and we will keep everybody updated.
And definitely working, like the top two of the top positions. Well, three of the top positions are cinematographer and production designer. And because we have stuff like the warehouse fire, is the stunt coordinator and figuring out how to do that safely.
Wait, no spoilers, no spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers.
Well,
Nobody
They're
knows
just
why.
a stunt.
I'll let it spoiler if they read the book. I mean, that's about all we're going to say about it is the warehouse fire. We're not going to tell them how to do it or anything, but we're definitely going to say that there is some big stuff coming up like that scene, and that we want to be safe about how we shoot it. I know that our DP is kind of deeply storyboard and wants to have that, a good put together shot list, and then on complicated scenes, we're gonna see if Rob can put us together a little drawing of it, so that way we can make sure it looks good and safe, so that way people aren't like, where's what? We can just look at Rob's amazing artwork some more and be like, oh, that's what this picture looks like. Because as if you've seen Rob's artwork, he's a very talented artist, and if he draws something, you know exactly what's going on in that scene. So we have some big scenes coming up.
That's the way to do it.
Well, I mean, one of the things, yeah, and really one of the things that we should bring out is that, of course, Rob has this great background, all right, in graphic arts, in comic art. But again, the last 14, 15 years, he and I have been, doing the pulp stuff where Rob has taken on, the role of an illustrator. And one of the key elements, as I think I'll let Rob describe, doing a one picture to capture an entire scene is a little different than drawing 5 or 6, comic book pages, right, Rob?
Well, the trick in comic books is the motion takes place in the margins, in between the panels. You set a scene, and then the next scene, and some stuff happens in between. But with you just got one illustration to work with, everything's got to be there. It works entirely different. You're telling the whole story for that particular scene in one shot. So you have to be very careful about how you place your camera and what you're showing, because you want to show everything that's important to that particular scene, and leave out those things that aren't important because you've got just that to work with. So you've got to be very careful about what you do show, and leave out the stuff that's going to be distracting. And the trick with any artist is to know what to leave out, really, more than what to put in.
Mm.
So, because there's always, if you read a book, there's all this stuff going on in your head, and so you see everything. But when you're illustrating it, you've got to show the most important thing in that whole scene. So it's good. It's part of the enjoyment of doing it, because it's so. You have to really think it all the way through. But that's the kind of thing I like doing, is doing research and figuring out exactly how to do all that. That's the puzzle that's fun to put together.
All right. So, what are some more questions that we have?
Yeah.
Have you seen any more questions come up, Ron?
Not so much questions. I think I do want to mention the fact that since we started doing the videos and since the announcement came out and all that, I am seeing and feeling a real serious buzz, all right, about this series and this project. It's impossible for me to go 2 or 3 days without getting some kind of a letter either on Facebook or direct from some of my colleagues and friends, and like, hey Ron, how you doing? But that's fluff stuff. How's the web series coming? How's the web series coming? How's the web series coming? Everybody wants to know. Everybody is psyched from all the various Facebook groups I'm on. All right. I mean, that's the buzz, Brian. That people are really, really curious and excited about what's going on. So, my stock answer to them again is like, we don't want to spoil anything, but I just, hey, thumbs up. Things are moving at the set, pace. And, we will keep you posted as each new development happens and you guys get to casting and et cetera, et cetera. We will let the fans know, our friends know, and keep them posted, because obviously they're very excited about all this and they do want to know what's going on.
That's such a cool feeling. That's like the amount of buzz that's been going around and people have been interacting and exciting about it. And yes, oh yes,
Yeah, it's
It's
climbing.
going up.
It's climbing.
going
Oh
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So
and
that's where we're at, amigos.
Yep. And then the last announcement that we kind of wanted to make is that for part of this, that we will be having a crowdfunder, because we haven't announced that yet. So that has to do with casting and artwork and all that, because we're going to figure out with our team exactly what we want to have as far as some good incentives, and work out limited edition stuff that's only available for the crowdfunder for all of our fans. And it may be like a signed Brother Bones artwork by the actor playing Brother Bones, or it may be I know Ron wrote a little short Lucas Garrett thing that we're going to put exclusively through there, and we're going to be coming up with some other ideas. But we are going to be crowdfunding, so we definitely need everyone to save at least $1. Skip going to Starbucks and make sure
Totally. There you go. I like that. All right. Yeah.
you add anything about the crowdfunder.
with the crowdfunding coming up, we're going to have some great incentives. We're like we said, we're talking about stuff with the actors and actresses, having them sign stuff. We're going to have exclusive artwork, posters, possibility of T-shirts, other stuff. So yeah, that way you can go ahead and get some nice Brother Bones, like basically swag that you can go and you can support with, and exclusive updates, and that way you can actually be involved in the process and brag to all your friends. It's like, hey, you know what, I supported them and now look what they're doing. So you go ahead and get like the inside track to Brother Bones, because I know there's a lot of fans out there. I know there's exciting, and we're gonna have various amounts. So just jump in, I think as low as like $1 or $5 of just like, hey, just to throw support out there. And we're gonna have some more videos coming out, and as more news comes out, we'll keep you updated, especially with the crowdfunder, where I think it's slated for closer to the end of September. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We'll start making our major casting notices on top of that, so you'll see who else is going to be involved in the process. But definitely keep an eye out for the crowdfunder, and donate to the web series if you can.
Well, there you go.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
All right. Well, is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, thank you so much. We said that we would do a Q&A after 1,000 Facebook followers, and we hit 1,000. So keep sharing, keep liking, keep being involved, keep sending those questions our way. We'd be happy to answer them. We'll maybe do a couple more Q&A videos on top of that. Definitely check out our website, brotherbonesseries.com, also for some artwork and stuff like that to get involved. And I believe we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, so definitely keep up. So, all right. Well, I believe that is it. Unless, gentlemen, y'all have anything else.
Just spread the word, people. Keep spreading the word. God bless you all. Yes.
All the awesome support so far.
Gonna be good.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Hey.
And that'll be it right there.